Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about two topics here. One is about someone that people are calling Jungkook's kind of lost twin. He's apparently been posting on social media, and I definitely wanted to jump in and talk about it. I think this will be interesting to kind of discuss and hear your feelings on. There's also been kind of rumors going around alleging a Jungkook ex-girlfriend writing a specific letter. We don't know if this is true or not. I definitely want to get into the tea on that and hear your thoughts on all of that. So please, if you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave a hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, let me give you some context onto what we're going to get into here. We're going to talk about the twin thing. Jungkook has a lot of people that look a lot like him. Literally a lot of people who look similar or try to look similar, try to impersonate him, all that stuff. There was even a member on the Island show, which everyone was like, oh, he looks like Jungkook. Some of those people, not the people particularly on Island, but some of those people who try to look like Jungkook, they do it for obvious reasons, right? By the way, you can watch Island on YouTube and other places if you just look it up. So I got a couple people asking where they can see it. You can literally just Google it up and you'll see places to watch it. But anyway, it looks like people will likely follow you if you look like Jungkook. Jungkook is hot, and given any opportunity to ever have me look like him, I would be a fool to say no. I know I would love the opportunity to look like him. And honestly, I don't see anything wrong with trying to look like a celebrity. I think looking like a celebrity is fine. Wearing what they wear is fine. Having a similar hairstyle is fine. People get so angry when other people try to look similar to their favorite K-pop idol or celebrity. Unless you cross the line into like creepy, or you're trying to make the celebrity look bad because you look like them, or just be a creepy stalker, then yeah, that's not okay. But other than that, I don't care. You do you. People online were talking about this man, which I see nothing wrong with what he does. And people were even saying things like this could potentially be Jungkook's long lost twin. There were even articles kind of written like this. And I kind of think so. I mean, obviously he's not, but I can see why people would think that he is. I don't think any of the pictures he is posting on social media, particularly Instagram, that's where all his pictures are pictures of him trying really hard to look like Jungkook. I feel like he just naturally kind of looks like Jungkook. Now, everything that I'm going to be talking about right now, it has nothing to do with him as a person. He is an individual. He is not defined by the fact that he looks like Jungkook. He has his own personality, his own human being. Just because he looks like a celebrity doesn't mean that we can treat him like that celebrity or treat him and assume that he is similar to Jungkook. However, there is no personal information online. All you can go by is the pictures, because a lot of the pictures, he doesn't even write captions for them. The person that I'm talking about has an Instagram account. On that account, he posts very much selfies and pictures of himself. It looks very similar to the type of photos that Jungkook would post. Like when Jungkook posts a selfie or a picture, there's particular angles that Jungkook likes to use. There's kind of this filter that he also puts in pictures as well. It's like a beauty filter. It's like a little bit hazy. It's very aesthetic. Jungkook also often likes to use a lot of natural lighting, and this guy does very similar things to that as well. Now, if you go to his profile on Instagram, you'll see not much. As I said, most of his captions and his bio, all of that's empty as of right now. We have no idea what type of person he is, what he does, anything like that. But if you literally just scroll through his feed, it'll literally just feel like you are scrolling through Jungkook's personal feed. I have absolutely no doubt that in public, he gets recognized as Jungkook. I mean, just look at him. He's just standing there. Like if I saw this from afar, I'd be like, oh my God, mom, I guess, because I'm usually with my mom. Look, it's Jungkook. And then I'd ask for a photo. And even if I go up in person and he doesn't quite look like Jungkook, like there's some little differences about him, I would just assume that that's because you normally see Jungkook in photos, and Jungkook's obviously going to look a little bit different in person. However, the noticeable differences are so little, at least from what I'm seeing in this photo, that he could literally just pull off being Jungkook. Especially nowadays that everyone's wearing a face mask. So I think this happens a lot in public, and especially people who have like not good eyesight, they could assume that this is pretty much Jungkook. The question I do have is this: what is this guy's name? And is he like a model? Does he do Instagram professionally? Because I would like to know a little bit more about him and what his experience is doing this. He did post a few shirtless pictures, and of course armies went crazy. Imagine this is like Jungkook's Finsta. Anyway, if you head over to the Tweetster, you'll read comments like this: if Jungkook won't feed us, then we might as well stan, and then his username. I thought that was very funny. But just remember, he is his own person first, not just someone who looks like Jungkook. I personally would love to talk to him. I wonder if he speaks English. If you would like to talk, if you're watching this, please email me. I would love to have you in a video, have you talk about your experience doing this. I doubt you're watching this, but it would be a dream to have you on here. Just putting it out there. There's also other people who don't think that they look alike and kind of wrote this on Twitter. KTXXI, you look nothing like Jungkook. Stop. Now, I don't know if this is hate or not. I can't really tell. Whether that is saying that he is his own person and that he doesn't look anything like Jungkook, or is this tweet telling this man to stop trying to look like Jungkook? Because if it's the other one, the last one I said, I don't think he is trying to look like Jungkook. But if someone looks similar, you have to realize a lot of their good angles are going to be the same. Lighting is going to be the same. The aesthetics can also be the same. Jungkook and a lot of celebrities know what type of photos they need to take to look their best. So if someone looks like them, they would essentially do the same thing to look their best. If Cookie mostly shoots selfies at a certain angle, because that is Cookie's best angle, a lookalike would also shoot at that angle because it's also going to be their best angle. So if anyone's mad at this guy trying to look like Jungkook, you're asking him to then just take bad photos so he doesn't look like Jungkook? It makes no sense to me, honestly. You keep doing you, honey. People do say I look like Rose from Blackpink. I don't personally see it at all, but me and her do have very similar angles. We take photos and everything in the same type of way. That's not me trying to look like her. That is just in what it is, I guess. But this guy does get a lot of support in the comments of his Instagram photos. Surprisingly enough, even certain fan accounts of BTS have gotten kind of his photos mixed up in there and assumed that this was Jungkook. One person tweeted this. I believe the Korean translation for that caption was something along the lines of looking at the sunset or pretending to watch the sunset, something like that. And then it was hashtagged Jungkook, which means this person obviously thought this was Jungkook. And then if you go on kind of the lookalikes Instagram, you'll see kind of this picture posted on their Instagram, which means that this picture was actually him, not Jungkook. My guess is that this picture was posted on social media. It came on this fan account's kind of feed. His fan account decided to repost it thinking it was Jungkook, and then that's how that happened. But Jungkook has had some other alleged kind of rumors being spread about him. Things that people have been saying are apparently from his ex, someone that he was allegedly dating. This was back a little while ago. Jungkook mentioned how he dated someone in kind of the American hustle life, but he didn't really feel like dating. And at the time he said that he didn't really want to date. He did also mention that it was someone who was a year older than him. Now this was something that was brought to my attention by some of you guys who wanted to know this. I obviously had no intention of talking about it. I had no idea this was happening, but since you guys want to know, here's the video kind of talking about it. People suspected that it was Siwon because they're both trainees at the time. And then Big Hit never came out to confirm or deny these rumors. There are photos of Jungkook and Siwon together, but nothing of those photos made us think that they were dating, at least from what I've seen, and those are the alleged rumors. Now there was this letter that was allegedly written by Siwon. We don't know the origin of this letter, or if she even wrote it. I was checking backlinks where people were saying this was written on their Facebook account, and I decided to click on that Facebook account, but it wasn't there. The backlinks didn't work. Nothing was actually visibly there. So this is why I say allegedly she wrote it, because we have no information of whether she wrote it or not. In this alleged letter, she talked about herself with her relationship with Jungkook. And this letter was circulating around the internet pretty heavily. And then recently it kind of was brought up again. This is of course an issue because no one knows where this came from, or if this was just like a fanfic that someone just wrote and made up. Let me read you the letter. I'm Siwon. I just wanted to say hi to my Seagull for getting talented inside Big Hit. I bet you're very famous now and I'm glad for that. You've become very manly since we finished. I hadn't noticed. Do you remember our last meeting? For me, it was something important. I even kept the ring you gave me because you said you would marry me after your contract ended, but I wonder what happened. You haven't even greeted me for the past 2 months. It was my birthday, right? But it's okay. I hope you still remember the promise you made me. Seagull, I love you. Yesterday, you gave me a last kiss. You left after that. You just said, take care of yourself, Ashi, before you left. I didn't even ask to speak with you. What was that? I want to meet, but why do I feel like something is wrong? Why do you keep doing some things without explaining them? I'm confused. Seagull, very confused. Once you read this, please find me at the bowling alley where we used to play. The interesting thing is I don't know how a person would kind of still be thinking about their ex even after all these years. Like they would have eventually moved on already. And then in the letter, it was said that Jungkook gave her a ring. And then was said that they would get married after their contract ended. But we've had a couple instances where Jungkook mentioned he didn't want to get married. In fact, one was at a meet and greet when ARMYs asked him at what age he would like to get married, and Jungkook wrote 100. Also, he calls himself international playboy. Okay, playboys don't get married. Plus, he had mentioned back in American Hustle Life that when he was dating someone very casually. At least it made it sound like he was dating someone very casually before. Whereas this letter to me makes it sound like they were in love, at least in my opinion. So I don't know how accurate this letter could be. I don't think it is. And if I'm going to be honest, if it was true, then Jungkook would essentially be forced to getting married because he doesn't seem like he wants to get married right now. Also, all of the boys mentioned how busy they are. Not only do they not have time to date, but they obviously don't have time to get married. You know, maybe sometime in the future, or if they decide to take a little bit of a longer break. I honestly don't know how celebrities date. When do you have time to go home and be with your lover? Because a relationship takes work, especially in the beginning. And let's be real, Jungkook ain't got time for that. Anyway, this is just my opinions on everything that's been going on. You guys wanted to know what my thoughts are. These are my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts and how you feel. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for leaving comments. As always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to Patreon, kind of check that out. Anything you can contribute over there really does help kind of give back to this channel, make sure I make better videos on here and all that stuff. So I really do appreciate you going over there and checking that out. It means the world to me. You can also see reaction videos over there, such as music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, all that stuff on Patreon. Link in the top of the description down below. There's also 2 videos that will pop up on the end of the screen on this video. So make sure you check that out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.